Hi again then guys, and welcome to another top-end performance build for Forza Horizon 3, and this particular tune is for the Gallardo LP570 Superleggera, or Super Light, and this is one of those cars which you don't buy, but at the same time you don't really win. Some cars of course you do win, like the RX-7, that kind of thing, but others you can unlock in different ways, like the Bentley SS and this vehicle. This car costs, I think it was 30 tokens, if I remember correctly. They're not tokens, but you know what I mean. And it's a pretty quick vehicle. I would recommend getting this one. It's a pretty decent car to get and to go for. And as far as performance, well, it's a Lambo with a 1500 horsepower engine. It's never going to be slow. Now, speaking of that 1500 horsepower engine, that is the conversion, fairly obviously, that I would recommend. As far as the drivetrain, I would, of course, recommend keeping all-wheel drive, unless you specifically want to change that. For the aspiration, the twin-turbo goes without saying again. As far as the rims, that kind of thing, that's down to you. I wouldn't recommend changing the front and rear wings. They're just not beneficial for straight-line speed. And for the rest, it's pretty obvious. Upgrade the power, lower the weight, all that kind of good stuff. Basically for everything that has race in the title. Now, as far as the benchmark, the numbers are very good. 2.2 to 60, 3.8 to 100, 272 flat out, at least according to the benchmark numbers. So we'll find out in a minute if it can do that. But for now, the gearbox has a final drive of 2.9, then individual gears of again 2.9, then 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.95 and 0.8. For alignment, I've got neutral camber and tow, 4 degrees of caster, but you could go higher or lower if you want to. Anti-roll, we've got 28 and 46. Springs on 135, 221, and the lowest ride height. Dampers on 11, 16, 5 and 7. Aero doesn't apply, which is kind of ironic given that it does have a wing. And for the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and for this particular car, an 82% split in favour of those rear wheels, giving you just enough grip to the front end to help it off-road, and certainly to help it off the line with launch, but at the same time allowing the kind of manoeuvrability that you need for this level of performance car. So that's it for the tune, and you can, as with most of my tunes, find this on my storefront, using the keywords down below. But for now, let's take it out on the road. Now, as I said, it goes without saying that this car is insanely quick, and it is insanely quick. Off the line, it's a monster. The top end performance is, as with some of my other builds, even quicker than the benchmark actually says. You can quite easily get this car up to 273 instead of 272, which is the quoted speed. So in a straight line, there are relatively few cars that can actually outright beat this vehicle. It's extremely quick, and one of the main advantages, I would say, of the Superleggera is that unlike an Aventador or a Murcielago, it's not as wide as those vehicles, so it's much more manoeuvrable, it's much more nimble, and especially on tighter circuits or when you're weaving through traffic, that really does come in handy. So overall, if you do use this build, obviously I hope you have a lot of fun with it and enjoy racing with it. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.